34% of adults sleep with a stuffed animal or other sentimental object. Are you one of these people? What do you sleep with? I'm a certified pillow hugger. I bought my wife a big stuffed seal for our first Valentine's Day. This seal has a slight green tint to it, so we named him CeeLo Green. She had CeeLo for a couple of years before she passed away. I hug CeeLo every night and pray to my wife, tell her about my day, things coming up, etc. I'll start using her perfume on CeeLo soon, so I can smell her while I pray to her. My heart can't take it right now. I am one. My grandma gave all the grandkids a cat plush. A cat food brand had a promotion: if you bought enough cat food you'd get a free plushie. With 14 grandkids, a lot of food was bought to get there. Her cats didn't complain though, lol. Still sleep with it. It's a feeling of comfort, safety and home. 90s kids, what did your mom make for dinner growing up that you haven't had in ages? What isn't a common dinner anymore? Beef stroganoff, sloppy joes and hamburger helper, English muffin pizzas, baked beans with cut-up hot dogs. I always looked forward to this meal as a kid, but my mom recently admitted that she only made it when she barely had any money. Shake and bake pork chops, kids' cuisine, frozen dinners, Pizza Hut buffet. What was that salad with crunchy chow mein noodles and canned mandarin oranges? I'm guessing that recipe dates back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, but I remember people still making it a lot for picnics and potlucks in the 90s. Personally, I haven't seen it since then, though. Edit googled it, and it seems like it was actually made by crumbling up uncooked ramen noodles. Everyone knows the flirt and the class clown. What are some examples of other workplace personalities? You won't know this one unless you worked pre-2005 or so. Guy. It was almost always a guy. The person who thinks they're a manager but they aren't. The McConaughey, the dude that is just chill and fun to be around but you don't want to be on his team because nothing is getting done. The one-upper. You had 3 beers last night, he had 4. You completed 5 tasks today, he did 6. You went to Tenerife on holiday, he went to Tenerife. The one who hides in the bathroom for 30 minutes twice a day. Two-Face. The guy that thrashes the boss and management on shift but will lick their ass non-stop during meetings. What do you think of the parents that kick their kids out as soon as they have turned 18 years old? Kind of assholes. Being 18 doesn't magically impart you with all the knowledge you need to be an adult. 18 is the start of adulthood. Nobody should be expected to know everything on day 1. I'm 30 and I still know jack shit. That said, if the parents prepared them well and housing isn't hard to come by or the kids were just little shits, then that's different. Prepare to get thrown into a retirement home at 65, suckers. Very American. There are many cultures, Latin America and Eastern Europe, that don't have any prejudice about even forcing any children to leave the home at all. Although, to be fair, those cultures exist in a socio-political atmosphere that lagged in industrialization and did not provide incentive to leave the home for a big city job or something of the like. What does it feel like to have emotionally supportive parents? Like I can do anything. My parents are amazing and I'm so lucky. I was having a bad day. Went to my mom's and she noticed. She just held me as I cried for a bit. Snuggled up on the couch. Made me dinner. Got me a present since I was feeling down. I'm 26. It was nice to be able to let go. Let my mom take all my worries away and just be her little girl again. You can share anything and everything with them. I'm spending the week with my boyfriend and his mom. We are in our late 30s, early 40s. It's so weird. She is so nice and supportive and kind. I am so uncomfortable and just blown away by how different it is. I can't imagine what it's like to have this all the time. What is that thing you are warning people about but they don't care? Falling. You can hurt yourself grievously when hitting your head on the ground or on nearby objects. Concussions are nothing to laugh about, no matter your age. Sleep deprivation. That shit'll kill you. Slowly. Painfully. Insidiously. Your body will wear out. Your mind will waste away. You'll be sick all the time. Your judgment, self-control, and emotional continence will fail with astonishing regularity. You'll develop cognitive decline in your 50s or 60s that shouldn't happen south of 80 or 90. It will destroy your quality of life, losing their souls and humanity to their jobs and money, damaging their ear with loud music, TV. They all put it on my sound sensitivity but the walls are shaking. Overfishing. What is the greatest animated show of all time? Looney Tunes, Futurama, Avatar: The Last Airbender. According to IMDb it's Blue Away, Batman the Animated Series, Samurai Jack, Gravity Falls, Teen Titans the early 2000s one. I'm not sure, but Gargoyles was sick as hell. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Adventure Time, Over the Garden Wall, Cowboy Bebop, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Simpsons, Classic Ben 10. 1990s X-Men, The Venture Brothers. Go Team Venture. Arcane's a good contender and it's not even finished. Scooby-Doo. 1969 to present. 54 years. Every single kid in the US knows Scooby-Doo. BoJack Horseman, regular show. South Park, King of the Hill. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, hands down best animated show I've ever seen. Absolutely nothing has come anywhere close. The Clone Wars. SpongeBob. What single plot decision ruined a good television series? Daenerys kinda forgetting about the Iron Fleet. Prison Break was a great concept for a show. But then once they broke out of prison they kept making the show. When they left the park in Westworld. Deb being in love with Dexter. I'd quit. They were thinking. Scully having a baby. Max on Roswell having a baby. Rachel on Friends having a baby. Basically anytime a character has a baby it's a sign the writers have run out of ideas. Coy and Vance Duke. They probably would have been better off just not filming until they got John Schneider and Tom Wopat's contracts sorted out. Arrow started out promising vigilant but then got all interdimensional and shit. The overall 7th season of Once Upon a Time. It should have been reworked in its entirety. What villain was actually the good guy? The boyfriend from the Bee Movie. In what world is a woman falling in love with a bee normal? He's completely within his rights to act the way he did. Falling in love with a bee and breaking up with your boyfriend to date said bee is a clear hint of insanity. Iceman Top Gun. He was portrayed as the antagonist against Maverick, where he was just calling Mav out as being reckless, which he was. Roy Batty replicant leader in Blade Runner played by Rutger Hauer. Basically a cyborg built to act and think like a human, decides he wants to live longer when people are trying to kill him. Gets violent in order to keep himself alive. Understandable reaction. I think he was portrayed as the bad guy, so I'd say Stu Pierce Brosnan and Mrs. Doubtfire. Tom the Cat. What's a stupid myth that's still floating around? Creating a Facebook status that says I do not give Facebook permission to use my photos or likeness or anything of that ilk. Cracking your knuckles will cause arthritis. It'll take like 7 years to digest gum if you swallow it. I don't know where it even came from. You have to wait 24-48 hours before filing a missing person report. Blood is bright blue until it hits oxygen, then magically turns red. That you can be promoted into a lower net income because of tax brackets. This is very different from the welfare cliff, which is very real. People are poisoning Halloween candy and are putting pins, razor blades in it. What's one thing you would never pay the cheaper option for? Safety equipment. Trash bags. Once you have one rip on you, you'll never want to cheap out again. Work boots. I spend 50 hours a week in muddy, uneven terrain and must have dry, comfortable feet. Desk chair. Got a good ergonomic, breathable one. It's an absolute game changer. The cheap ones that try to be massive director chairs with all that padding that ends up flattening after a year are not worth it, and as it degrades progressively you don't really notice until you get a good one. Work boots, shoes, parachute, a bed. You spend 1/3 of your life sleeping, and without a good night's rest, the day is pretty much shit. The average mattress is good for around 10 years, so when you break down the cost over that length of time, it's always worth spending more up front. Shoes. Very important for foot health and safety. Computer power supply. What's the best alternative to say you need to poop? I'll be in my office. I gotta go get something down on paper. I'm crowning. I need to reapply my lip liner. Drop a deuce. I need to return some videotapes. Where's the poop knife? Time to go make a deposit. Gotta take a shit. Got to take the Cleveland Browns to the Super Bowl. Do you need to use the restroom before we drive? I'm weaving a rope as we speak. I need to drop the kids off at the pool. Gotta code brown. Stand aside prairie dogging. Need to log out. Gotta go take a spez. I'm touching cloth. I'm gonna go sit down for a while. I've got to do some paperwork. Jumpers at the door. Gotta blast a dookie. My uncle used to say he needed to back one out. I need to go see a man about a horse. Twist off a mud rat. I need to battle some demons. I've got a turtle head RN. Gonna go make bears. Gonna go pinch a loaf. Going for a BM. I need to drop the kids off at the pool. South Park. What's the best way to get over an ex? When my wife left me I immediately started a woodworking project. I had to stop and cry every hour or so, but at least I had my mind occupied some of the time. The biggest thing for me is to let go. Let go of everything you were looking forward to. Everything you wanted to do. You no longer want to do those things. Every time you begin down a conversation in your head you wanted to have, let go. It's hard, but you've got to reformulate your life without them. They're not coming back. Time. It takes a lot of time. Can't fast forward it. Would you support our AskReddit blacking out indefinitely? Why would you be against and why you for it? Honestly, I wouldn't even notice at this point. Typically this sub doesn't get my attention anymore because it's the same repetitive questions over and over again. This is the most original question I've seen asked here in a very long time anyways. I'm just too lazy to make the extra clicks to leave the sub. No good questions are asked on this sub anymore. All the posts are like, what is something you've eaten that you'll never eat again? I don't think less Reddit is going to hurt anyone. Let's all go for a nice walk, Learn a craft or join a community service organization. Yes. Absolutely. Reddit works because of the users participating for free. No users, no Reddit. Don't let Steve Huffman's quest for more money destroy a good thing. Sure, this place is very toxic and biasly moderated.